The Denver Nuggets. Oh my goodness, this team is 100% disgusting and 100% overlooked. When ESPN, any NBA basketball analysts out there are saying what team is coming out of the Western Conference, everybody's saying it's either the Los Angeles Lakers or the Los Angeles Clippers. And I'm starting to question the fact that why aren't they saying the Denver Nuggets when they should be? Because after watching 4 games during the NBA bubble for the Denver Nuggets, I've come to a conclusion. The conclusion that the Denver Nuggets, they're really good, they're coached really well, and they have a big chance at upsetting those fans out there that want an LA team coming out of the West. Calling out all Denver Nugget fans out there, if this video can get to 100 likes in the first 24 hours, we're going to be giving some good luck to the fact that Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets will go as far as the conference finals in this year's NBA playoffs. You guys are probably wondering why I think this team is really good. I'm not saying people out there are saying they're bad, I'm saying that this team needs to be rated more and talked about more, because right now, all I'm hearing about is the same usual teams. The Clippers, the Lakers, the Bucks, the Raptors, the Miami Heat, the Celtics. People aren't talking about the Nuggets as much as I believe they should be. And my hope for their success is not just because of Nikola Jokic, it's because of this guy, Michael Porter Jr. As of right now during the NBA bubble, the Denver Nuggets have played 4 games without 3 of their main starters. Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Gary Harris, and during some of these games, Paul Millsap has become unavailable. All 4 of these players have been stuck with the injury bug, whether it's the hamstring, the arm, just small injuries that are lingering. The Denver Nuggets currently aren't at full power. And with a record of 2-2 right now in the NBA bubble, they're not doing amazing, but when I watch their games, something is speaking to me. What these games are saying to me is that the Denver Nuggets have such a deep roster. Usually when an NBA team loses a lot of their star players, or in fact their starter players, the rotation is usually messed up and the team usually performs bad and not as good as they usually would. But when watching the Nuggets play right now without their starters, they're playing as good as they could have been even with a new lineup. What's very special about the Denver Nuggets is that they focus their game around Nikola Jokic, which is a slow and steady pace, and they're actually ranked 29th in the NBA in pace with a rating of 97.2, which is actually not bad because they play a slow game of basketball to get good buckets and the best shot possible. The Denver Nuggets have been playing Monte Morris, Michael Porter Jr., Jeremy Grant, and Torrey Craig as their starting lineup, and with that lineup, they're still 6th in the league in offensive rating. And the reason to that is because whoever you surround Nikola Jokic with, he's gonna find the best possible shots for those players because that's just how good Nikola is. And in this video, I want to talk to you guys everything about the Denver Nuggets. And the truth is, this team is going to be really hard to beat in the playoffs if they're fully healthy. But before I get into the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and love basketball, welcome to ezBUCKETz, guys. My name is Soom and I make basketball videos on a daily and consistent basis, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming videos. We are currently on the road to 40,000 subscribers, guys, and I'm telling you right now, I appreciate all the love and support, all the likes, all the comments, guys. I read all of your comments, and I'm telling you now, because of that, the videos ain't stopping anytime soon. I just feel love from you guys. So without wasting any more time, we're going straight into this video about the Denver Nuggets. I can't start off a Denver Nugget video without talking about their star player Nikola Jokic and giving you some stats about him. This season, Nikola is averaging the best numbers of his career, averaging 20.2 points per game, 10.1 rebounds, 7.0 assists, 1.2 steals, and 0.6 blocks. And we're talking about fantasy basketball. Nikola Jokic is one of the best fantasy big men because he does everything on the floor. Being 25 years old, the Denver Nuggets have literally given the future of their organization to Nikola Jokic, that with him, with his big man passing ability and his all-around threat to the game, this is the player they're surrounding the team with to win a championship. And I believe that right now, with the Denver Nuggets, they do have the right pieces to one day win a championship. It's just about growth. The Denver Nuggets are currently 3rd in the Western Conference, and a lot of that is because of Nikola Jokic and playing around him. Their record is 45-24, and they're most likely to stay at that 3rd spot going into the NBA playoffs. But the question is, why am I so passionate about making a Denver Nugget video? I'm usually making videos about the Raptors, about the Warriors, about the Lakers, but why am I talking about the Denver Nuggets now? Well, to be completely honest with you guys, I want to talk about more teams in the NBA and I want to hear your opinions about the other teams in the NBA, but there is a big reason why I believe the Denver Nuggets are so special, and that's because of Michael Porter Jr. We first heard about Michael Porter Jr. when he was entering the 2018 NBA draft. In college, Michael Porter Jr. was an offensive phenom, an offensive threat, and some people say a scary offensive weapon. Before the draft actually happened, on many mock drafts, he was projected to be the #1 overall pick over DeAndre Ayton, over Luka Doncic, over Trae Young, over De'Aaron Fox. Michael Porter Jr. was that guy. But due to a serious back injury, NBA teams got worried and was wondering if this back injury could be resulting in a waste of a pick if they picked Michael Porter Jr. So he ended up dropping in the NBA draft to the 16th pick, where the Denver Nuggets got him. With his back injury, Michael Porter Jr. was devastated, but I'm gonna tell you guys something. NBA draft night for Michael Porter Jr. was a blessing in disguise. And we all know why. It's because he got drafted to a winning organization, a team that is currently 3rd in the Western Conference, fighting for an NBA final spot. Usually we're talking about the top 5 picks in an NBA draft. They usually land on a team that's rebuilding and not competitive. This, of course, gives the rookie a lot more opportunity when it comes to playing time, touches, getting better stats, but what it doesn't give them is growth in a winning organization, and that's what Michael Porter Jr. is doing right now. And right now, with the head coach Mike Malone saying that he loves Michael Porter Jr., supporting the growth of Michael Porter Jr., and is investing a lot of his time and trust in Michael Porter Jr., Michael Porter Jr. is surely bright. Before the NBA got shut down, guys, Michael Porter Jr. was getting a lot of touches with the Denver Nuggets, and he was averaging 26.3 points, 10.0 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 0.8 steals, and 1.0 blocks per game. And guys, those numbers are starting player caliber numbers. Michael Porter Jr. was getting an opportunity as the 6th man off the bench for the Denver Nuggets, and at times when a starter would get injured, he would use that opportunity to prove himself to the NBA that he deserved to be the #1 overall pick and that he got slept on. So of course, with the NBA being shut down, we weren't able to see how good Michael Porter Jr. would keep going, how consistent he would be, but in the NBA bubble, he's showing us that. Right now, without Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, and Will Barton, of course, Michael Porter Jr. has slid in the starting lineup, and I'm gonna tell you guys his numbers and how crazy they are over these past 4 games. The first game against the Miami Heat, I'll be honest, Michael Porter Jr. was upsetting, putting a lot of the explanation on rust and also not playing in the NBA for 3 months. Michael Porter Jr. ended up only with 11 points. But the next 3 games of Michael Porter Jr. was amazing. Against OKC, Michael Porter Jr. put up 37 points, 12 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 assist, and 1 block, playing 44 minutes, shooting 12 for 16, making 9 out of 9 free throws, and making 4 out of 6 3-point shots. Against the San Antonio Spurs, he kept up the pace, putting up 30 points, 15 rebounds, shooting 11 for 19, and making 5 for 9 3-point shots, playing 36 minutes. And previously, the game that I just watched Michael Porter Jr. play against the Portland Trail Blazers, playing 34 minutes, he put up 27 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, shooting 10 for 18, 4 for 7 3-point shots, guys. And the shots he took, he showed fiercelessness, he showed confidence, and showed that if the team needs a bucket, he is that guy. I'll be honest, guys, the starting lineup of Will Barton, Gary Harris, and Jamal Murray fits alongside Nikola Jokic well, but one day, I believe, if Michael Porter Jr. keeps growing, to keep being consistent, to keep knowing the system, the rotations, he could one day be a starting small forward in front of Will Barton or even in front of Gary Harris to be that scoring factor with Nikola Jokic as his second option. That's how good Michael Porter Jr. is, guys, and if you are sleeping on him, I'm telling you guys, you need to wake up. And I'm super excited to see what the Denver Nuggets can do when they're fully healthy and have a healthy Michael Porter Jr. off the bench being a big factor. But before I end off the video, I just want to put the Denver Nuggets into a quick simulation if they're fully healthy. Let's see the Denver Nuggets go into the playoffs being third and they end up playing either OKC or the Utah Jazz. I believe the Denver Nuggets will win the first round matchup easily. But then the second round is definitely tough. They play the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm not saying the Nuggets can beat Kawhi and Paul George, but what I'm saying is this, is that during the 3 meetups they have so far during the regular season, Denver has beaten the Clippers 2-1. And a big reason to that is because the Clippers don't have a dominant center that can defend Nikola Jokic on a consistent basis. And if the Denver Nuggets can utilize Nikola Jokic and have players like MPJ, Jamal Murray, and Will Barton score on a consistent level and be offensive threats, I'm saying the Denver Nuggets do have a good chance on beating the Clippers and going to the conference finals. What do you guys think about that? Is that possible or I'm bugging? But just to summarize this video, the Denver Nuggets are young, they have potential to be NBA champions one day if they keep developing this core that they have right now, and I believe that in the upcoming future, we're going to see great things from Michael Porter Jr. and Nikola Jokic. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on ezBUCKETz. Woo!